Good morning, Shannon. I am so excited because this analysis that I did shows you where you're going to be financially secure, how much money you can draw out. Um, you're going to be able to draw at 45. You're going to be able to draw out $59,000 and still have a life insurance policy of $275,000. So we'll go over that in a minute, but I want to touch bases on some stuff we talked about last time. I ask you two questions. One being, if I brought a program back that fits your need in every way, you liked it, and it was okay with you, then I asked you if you'd be ready to do business, and you said you would. Is that still the case? Okay. Now, the second question was, if I build you a plan that you were completely satisfied, do you think you would have um, a few friends that could use it too? Maybe somebody that you would like to travel with that need to be on the same page as you, and you can refer them to me, and I can set them up so they'll be ready to retire the same time you are? Okay. All right, last time we talked about two battles that we have to win. And I'm going to review those two battles. One being the battle of inflation, and one being the battle of taxes. Yeah, with taxes, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So let's review the rule of 72. So if you had 4% interest divided by 72, it'd take 18 years. If you had 6 divided by 72, you'd have 12 years. You have 8 divided into 72, you'd have 9 years. If you had 10, you'd have 7 years. If you had 12, you'd have 6 years. So this can be really important to you. And the difference in these little percentage can mean thousands of dollars worth of difference. Remember that little chart that I showed you last time? Where the guy had $10,000 at 29 and it rolled over 3 times and you had $40,000. Okay? You increase that to 6% and the same amount of time he has 80. So by increasing it 2%, he made $20,000. Big difference. All right. Here at 8%, so we're up 4%, we have $160,000. And here we have 12%, so we went up 8%. He has $640,000. Makes a big difference. Now we also talked about where you get interest, and we talked about bank accounts where you get CDs and money markets, and you get 4% interest maybe, and you have no loss of principal and no loss of interest. All right, on this one, we've won the tax battle, but we haven't won the rate of inflation. All right, so we go over here to the stock market, and this is where you get your stocks, your mutual funds, those things. And you can get high rate of return. I'll just put 16% down here. But the rate goes up and down. You're subject to the loss and all that stuff. All right, the one in the middle, index strategy, and I think this is where you were interested in, has no loss of principal, no loss of income or interest. It can make money up to 12%, and I told you that it's averaged 10% for the last 20 years. So, I'm going to talk about the difference between index strategy and the stock market. All right, this is 10. This is 11,000 in year 1. Year 2, it's 12,1. All right, in 12,1, the stock market took a nosedive. So now we're down to 9.6. The next year it dropped another 17%, and you're at 7.9. All right. So say the market comes back 15%, and you're at 9,000. And the index strategy went up 15%, but you only get 12. So you're at 13.55. All right, the question here, the $1 million question here, is whether you'd rather have 9,000 or 13,550. Yeah, I think I would rather have that too. Oh, but remember, it caps at 12. So if it goes up again, and look at here, it went up 15%, but you're not even back to where you began with. And you're already out 5 years. So there was a man that had $500,000, and he wanted to be a millionaire by the time he was 55, and he thought if he could get 10% interest, he could do that. But he put his money in the market before he came to see us, and after a couple of years, his money, what do you think? His money was $309,000. He was devastated, virtually bankrupt. He wanted to get to $1 million. Well, we signed him up for an indexed annuity, and he's on his way to becoming that millionaire today. There was another young man. Yeah, I'll tell you that story later. All right. So now we're going to talk about taxes. Like the income strategies, there are 3 different tax strategies. We have those that are tax, those that are tax deferred, and those that are advantage tax. All right, tax is like your mutual fund. You have $100,000. It goes 10%, so you have $1,000 interest. You're taxed at 35%, so you have $6,500 left. So really, your interest rate is 6.5%, not 10, because all of you get is this out of this. All right, the tax deferred are things like 401ks, 403bs, SEPs, IRAs. So, all right, the 401ks and these aren't taxed until you pull them out. The IRS is hoping that when you take this out, taxes will be much higher than they are now. Okay, if you take it out before 59.5, you pay a 10% penalty. If you take this out in one lump sum and add to your other income and what you took out may bump you up to 35% bracket just for federal. Ooh, that's serious money. One good thing about a 401k is there's employer match. And I would match that up to where, put money in to equal that match, because that's all free money. But when you take this money out, it's when you take this money out, it is taxed at the 35%. Yeah, maybe. All right. And these things up here, the 401, 403, the IRAs, are laws. They're not where you make money. I mean, you can put an MSF and all those other stuff, and that will make the money. So you have to start taking out of here by 70 and a half, or you get charged a 50% penalty. So if you had $1 million and it earned 100,000, taxes 35%, that's $35,000. You end up with $65,000. All right, there's a man that he was an old cowboy, and he fell off his horse and broke his back. And he took out $10,000 out of his 401k for that period. 6 months he was off work, and all he really received after taxes was $4,500. I would not be a happy camper. Okay, now we have the Advantage. Those are the municipal bonds. The Roth IRAs and insurance. All right, with these, if you take out before 59 and a half, you have the 10% penalty. You have to keep your Roth IRA in there 5 years. You could only put $4,000 a year into the Roth. And before you get help with college and Medicare and all that kind of stuff, you have to get rid of that. All right. Then there's the insurance. We have whole life, which is a life insurance policy, pays 2 to 5% interest, not taxed on the growth. So it meets the tax battle, but it doesn't meet the inflation battle. Then you have your variable universal life, makes 5 to 6%. So it too meets the tax battle, but not the inflation battle. Then you have index universal life, pays you up to 12%, and there's no tax. So it beats both the inflation battle and the tax battle. So, and I believe this is what you said, where you want to put your money. So, in saying all of that, let's talk about what we have to get money out of. Now, do you have any bonuses, any inheritance coming in, anything you need to move? No? All right. Do you have a 401k? Are you paying the max, or are you paying more than what your employer would match you? You're paying $100 more? Okay. Tax refund. You're getting about $1,400 back from state, but nothing back from feds. All right. I think we can change your W-4 and get you $100 a month there. Then you got it, no bonuses, anything like that. How about insurance premiums? Anything in there? Are they growing at 10%? So what are you paying for those policies? If I can show you a reason to that this plan is better than that plan, would you convert that? And how much you paid a month? $200? Okay. All right. Now, you don't get rid of the old policy until we show you it's better and you get qualified. Because qualified is a big matter. All right. No money elsewhere. Okay. So we have $400. If I'm bringing back this pen that you love, would you be willing to use that $400? Okay. Now, we've got some long-term things we want to talk about and some short-term. And this is where we go back and at this tax-deferred money, we would probably put your short-term money, your money market in the taxed, easy to get out of, and do that. Your 401k money, like I said, you don't put more than what they're matching. So you may have money in each one of these. All right, but we're going to put $50 in a money market for your emergency fund each month. And the bank will probably allow an automatic thing on the first of the month or whatever date you want to move $50 from your checking to this fund each month. All right, then we're going to take the other $350 and invest in long-term, the index strategy. All right, I'm going to pull this out, and you, by the time you are 45, you'd invested this, you can pull out this. Pretty impressive, right? A year. This is what your life insurance policy would be. I'm thrilled with that. Could you live on this amount of money a year and not have to work? And then you have your Social Security on top of that? I think you could. I think you could. Now, remember, so I want to make sure you feel comfortable with taking $400 out of your income and putting it on something else. So I have researched these, and I like Aviva. And it is one of the oldest companies around, 1696, I think it was incepted. And it's rated, it has over 50% of the UL market. It's not the top 5 of the insurance companies. And they're a strong company. They're rated A+ from Standard & Poor. So I have to give you both the upside and downside of these policies. If you put $6,000, well, let's see, for $350 times 12, 10, 6, 0, 5. You're putting $4,100 in a year. If you do that for 30 years, it's 7.9. You're putting away, and you will pull out every year about, well, where was it? In this $100. at 65, you could pull out $387,000 a year. Wow, wow, wow. So, but the downside is of this annuity plan is that you can't touch it for 3 years because that's when it's accumulating the insurance. All right? Then when you can touch it, you can't pull out more than 90%. Can you live with that? Now, I have some brochures to give you. They tell you all about Aviva, about their guarantees, tell you about the company and things that they have insured the Titanic and the Boston Tea Party. You win some, you lose some. But good reading. Saturday night, these pamphlets come with pictures, and it'll be good reasoning to tell you something about the company. Let's see. But and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. All right, how long did your parents live? 85? And do you think you lived to 85? Okay. So you could be totally happy pulling out $70,000, $80,000 a year for your retirement and won't have to worry about it, even if you live beyond 85. Now, let's say you and I are the same age. And back then when we were young bucks, young ladies, we invested money in a savings plan. And I put in an index annuity, and you put in just a 401k. All right, it's time for us to retire. And we pull up $100,000. And I pull up mine. And I start, I take mine, I start spending it, pay off a few debts, and but I get to use $100,000. You pull out yours, and you're taxed 35%. So you would get $6,500. Mine's a little better off. That's where I would rather be. All right. Because I've never put away in the market. Well, John. Well, Shannon. This is what's going to happen. First of all, there's a big gotcha. Now, in order for us to do this, you have to pass a math exam. You are not going to like this. USA is huge. They have obtained the 50% of the UL market. And because of it, you have to qualify with them. And I can't guarantee you'll make it. You have to have quality. You have to be qualified in health because of the insurance. And let me tell you, they're strict. So before I go any further, let me ask you, how is your health? Have you been in the hospital lately? And what medications are you on? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to fill out this application. It takes 3, 4, 5 minutes. And we're going to ask you some health questions. Now, when you buy a car, they look at your credit report. Well, Aviva isn't interested in your credit report. They're interested in your health report. So there's this organization called MBI, it's Medical Insurance Bureau, and everything's reported there. So when you fill out this application, do it honestly, because Aviva's going to check that record and see if you told them the truth. So we are going to start with the medical and yes or no questions, and we'll check those off. And like I said, remember what you can. And we're going to also have that consent form for AIDS, the HIPAA, and all you're going to do is okay them, that they can look at them. We're going to have the EFT for taking money out of your account and transfer it to Aviva. And we'll get back to you. All right. First of all, I need a check for the first month premium, and we have agreed that it's $450. Then I need a check for Vicky Hall for $10,208. That's funny. Just kidding. So while I'm doing this, you write me that check. And don't forget the one for Vicky Hall at $5,208. Just kidding. And then I have this notebook that I want you to put your friends and family that you want me to speak to with the telephone numbers. Okay. And they need to be between 25 and 85. All right. And as we're doing that, I'm going to call my nurse that's going to come out and take your vitals. And you can set up any time you want for her, hopefully in the next 2 days. And then I'm going to make a third appointment with you. I'd like it to be after you have your medical exam. And I'll come back and answer any of the questions you have. I will also, because I'm fairly new at this, bring back anything that I have to have re-signed or something I forgot to have signed. I will bring back with me. And you can sign it, but keep track of your questions. If something comes up and you think, well, what happens in this case? What happens in this case? Now, I'll also tell you that if you had an emergency and you were in the, you hadn't gained very much, they do have provisions for emergencies. Okay. So, remember that I'm going to be back in a week. I will call you probably tomorrow, and there may be a few things tomorrow, but after that, now even after this is all complete and done, I want to, if you have any problems at all, I want to hear from you. I'll help you get out money or whatever you want, but I want to be your helper. That's what I'm doing this, is to help people out. And it'll be worth it. You're going to owe me big time. You're going to be happy. The second, we increased the amount of money you wanted to put in Shannon. So when we come back, I'll bring you another illustration. And you will have to sign that I showed you. I'll bring you one to leave, and I'll bring you one that I'll take back. Okay. Thank you.